Howdy boys, it's MVC, and today we're going to be recreating Paul Walker Supra from the Fast and Furious series using the Jester Classic behind us, which is the Supra in GTA, in case you guys don't know. First up, we're going to do the armor and brakes, and then for our bumper, there's not a bumper that looks exactly like the one that he has because that one has both lights and an intercooler. So we're just going to go with an intercooler. It's a bit of a slightly smaller intercooler like this one, as opposed to the drift intercooler, but the Fast and Furious Supra does not have this carbon splitter in the front, so we're going to go with the drift intercooler. And for the rear bumper, he does not have one, so we're going to leave that off. There's a piece that we can add later to extend the backside, and that'll make it look a little more like the Supra, because without it, it looks really elevated, a little wonky looking. So don't worry, we'll get to that later in the customization. The Supra does not have a roll cage, so we're going to leave that off. For the engine, we're going to max that out. And then for the exhaust, he's a single chrome exhaust. It's placed on the left side in real life, but that's our only option, so we're going to go with that. No headlight covers on the car. For the fenders, we're going to throw in the rear spats because that's what gives it that slightly extended look, as well as these fins that are very iconic on the vehicle. For the hood, we're going to do the performance hood with all these funky shapes acting as the vents of the vehicle. For lights, we're going to xenon those babies. And then you guys already know, of course, the 10-minute car livery. This is the Fast and Furious Supra livery. The plate, we're going to leave white and blue. And then onto the color. The primary color, we're going to make a metallic orange. And then for the pearlescent, in some light, it looks a little bit whiter. And then in other light, it looks a little more orange. I think the white is a little more accurate, but it's almost too bright. So I'm going to go with like a rolled steel, I think. That's going to look a little better. It's almost in between the orange and the white pearlescent, so it works out perfectly. For the secondary color, we're just going to match the primary color with the mirrors. Nothing too crazy or anything. And the trim is left black. There's no roof scoop on the vehicle, so we're going to skip out on that. But there is a primary lip skirt with this text on it, so we're going to go ahead and add that. And then for the spoiler, we could either go with the Carbon Wing Type 2 or the Carbon Wing Type 3. However, the Carbon Wing Type 2 is the most accurate representation of the spoiler because the Carbon Wing Type 3 is pretty similar, but on the Fast and Furious Supra, the supports are a little more inwards on the vehicle. So we're going to roll with that. For the suspension, I'm going to put it at street suspension. Transmission maxed, turbo tuned, and onto our wheels. Now if I were to go with the rim that I thought was the most accurate to what the rim actually looked like, it would probably be this one, the Lost Speed Mark V, because they're 5-spoke rims with like a little separation in each of the spokes, but this rim is just ugly as fuck, so we're not going to do that. I think rims that look far better on this vehicle are the Wangan Masters, which pretty much have the same shape without the separation of the line in the middle. The spoke thickness is a little more accurate as well, so we're gonna go ahead and roll with that. But the chrome version, if you were to ask me, I think they would look a lot better in white, but they're chrome. We're not gonna put on bulletproof tires because no one in Fast and Furious has bulletproof tires. And then the tire smoke, we're gonna leave white. Lastly, for the window tint, we're gonna throw in a light smoke. And there we go. This is the Paul Walker Supra from Fast and Furious. Of course, this video idea is not new, but I feel like everyone always messes up one part, so I wanted to come in and show them how it's done. The rims, it's usually the rims, because I think nothing else is really that hard to replicate, but people always pick terrible rim choice, and then it's like, I don't even want to drive this car anymore, you know? So I think the rims are super important, and I'm really happy with how this thing has turned out. If you guys wanted to do your own recreation of the Fast and Furious Supra, you can find the Jester Classic on the two-door section of Legendary Motorsport for $474,000 currently while it's on sale. At the time I release this video, you'll probably have 1 day to get it, I think. If not, it'll be worth $790,000. Not super expensive. It's not an expensive vehicle by any means, and it is super worth your money. Very good bang for your buck. I did a review on it yesterday. If you guys wanted to go check out that video, I'll link it in the description below for you. But that's gonna wrap it up for this video. Drop a like if you guys enjoyed, comment down below, and let me know what you thought of my spin on the Fast and Furious Supra recreation. Sub to the channel if y'all are new. I'll have more videos like this coming out in the very near future, and that's about it. So take care, and I'll catch you boys in the next one. Peace!